I'd like to end on this chart because it's always important to understand where your asset class is at. You're bankers, you know their cycles, and so we just thought we'd put out this cycle, which we were fortunate enough to get from Double Line, who just put this out recently, but it's a measure of overall commodities to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's a ratio. And what you can see here is that we consistently, throughout last 120 years go from overvalued to undervalued to overvalued to undervalued to overvalued. Now, I guess what I want everyone to appreciate is 1929 was a very, very low point consistent to what we had today. And we had the Dust Bowl, and we had the devaluation of the dollar against gold that caused one of the greatest bull markets in history of grain markets. In 1969 was the other time that we had the great commodity markets as cheap as they are today. And what did we have? We had currency getting off the gold standard, and we had some unfavorable weather volatility. Remember we talked about how the temperature of the oceans were going down, and we got a global cooling scare in the 70s, caused all kinds of weather problems. And here we are today, only the third time in 120 years we've found commodities and agricultural prices as cheap today as they are against stocks. Something that's cheap can stay cheap, but based upon our research, our work, the grand solar cycle minimum is the catalyst. The meridional jet stream, the extreme weather volatility, is our catalyst to take this ridiculous undervaluation and get it up to here where we were back in 2008. It was just 2008 that we were at an historically high valuation, and we were basically saying the game is basically over for the asset class. So that is a pretty exciting proposition that we, not only because of what I've just discussed with weather cycles, are looking for some pretty exciting upside, but we're in the right position historically from a value perspective that we would expect not only a move, but a really, really big move based upon history. And so that means that if you're in the lending business, the farm economy, although there's going to be some difficulties with this challenging weather, but overall, higher prices, moving higher prices is better for farmers. It's better for pricing. It's better for banking, moving in an upward cycle and then in a downward cycle like we've been in. And so to me, that's an exciting prospect for your customers, and that's an exciting prospect for your business going forward, that you've weathered probably the worst of it, and you're ready to enter the better of it, so long as your customers are prepared to hedge and price when the volatility gets wild to the upside, because that's going to be the key to profitability.